Hello, fellow wanderers. I'm Endri, and thank you for joining me as we wander through some more Sunless Sea. As I was leaving Polythreme, we got an event. Quartermaster has been complaining of food going missing of late, and now you know why. The monkey Foundling sits smiling innocently behind a crate, mouth surrounded by fresh crumbs and a bed of... Wait, your stolen clothes? Yeah, you seem fun, she says. She desperately wants to explore the sea with you. She can let her keep doing odd jobs for now. Your treasure sheet polishing, your mug needs filling. In time, perhaps you can make an officer out of her. So we're going to take her. Monkey finally hugs you tight, and eyes sparkling asks where you keep the weapons. Excellent. So there we go. We now have the monkey Foundling. I have decided I could stop by the cats, sure. Our terror is a bit higher than I would like, but we have to go that way anyway. So we'll just bear with it. 42 already. We can lower it. It'll be expensive to lower it, but we can. I don't want to deal with the rat barge. Go away. Thank you. I don't really want anything in Nuncio. We're not even going to stop there. There's no... I'll stop there. I'll get a port report, because whatever. Free echoes, right? But I'm not going to do any more events there, since we lack the candles and flare that we would need to continue that event. And I have wounds. I would like to get rid of those, but to get rid of those, we have to go back to London. So we'll port report. There we go. All right. Isle of Cats, south of us. And a vortex. Let's not sail directly into the vortex, shall we? So we'll do the Isle of Cats, which is just basically going to be me giving them news and then basically buying fuel and giving it to them from their own supplies. Is it expensive? Yes. Do I care? Not really. We could stop by Visage and do some of the events again. You can't ever do the initial events, but it's all right. By doing the Bleeding Bull event, you can get yourself outlandish artifacts, though, very easily. Which is good to know. So there's the Reef of Roses, properly discovered finally. It's pretty, I guess? What are you? I know what you are. You're the damn pirate captain, and I would rather... Oh, this fog bank is actually working to our favor rather well. Alright, we're almost to Port Cavendish. And then from here, we will go to Khan's Shadow, and then Khan's Heart, then to the Utter Shroom. I'll figure out where we go from there. We're going to compile a port report. Can't get the red honey, as much as I would like to. So we're going to go to Cavendish Abbey. Meeting with the Abbess. Always interested in news with London. You recite your news to the Abbess, your voice stuttering every now and then in the cool silence of her office. Her face is entirely obscured by her thick veil, and it is impossible to read her reactions. Nonetheless, you must have pleased her. She orders one of her novices to load your ship with casks of mushroom wine. The abbey overlooks the rose garden, and so you make a point to linger at the windows. The roses bloom lush and wanton, each petal the color of sunset. A tall woman in golden veil picks her way between the thorn bushes. Yay, we got casks of mushroom wine? I didn't really want those. They're filling my hold. Okay. Anyway, we want to finish this up, so I am going to give her fuel. That puts us to 3. Sorry, I should read this. This tells you the Pirate King went to Abbey Rock 50 years ago and asked the Abbess to send some of her novices to Port Cavendish. You ask why, she shakes her head. The better question is, why did the Abbess send her precious novices to a place like this? He's just a heavy bribe. Or perhaps coercion. The sister cackles harshly. The sisters of the rock respect strength of arms, which of course the pirate king knew only too well, and challenged the abbess to a duel, and won. He didn't have much choice then, she cackles again. Ask her abbess if you don't believe me. She was one of those early, very novices sent across the sea. So, anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Because I need some fuel to continue sailing. Excellent. Her name, she says, is Zyra. You should use it. We have not met, have we? No, this is definitely the first time, but the Lady of Cages shakes her head sharply. Best to proceed if it's the first, don't you think? A veil of gold mesh obscures only her eyes, leaving her glistening, bitten lips bare. Perhaps 100 small silver keys jangle in a bunch at her left hip. I think we should be friends. I'm very important, you know. Or I was. No, I still am. Yes, I'm quite sure I still am. It's always useful to have friends and important people. We'll accept her offer. You should come back Tuesday for another little chat. No, that's not quite it to him. Come back soon, another time. Pick a good one. There aren't enough of those. When you enter, the Lady of Cages sitting on the windowsill, staring out at her gardens. On the desk is an open casket, within her 10 gleaming vials of red honey, carefully packed. Freshly harvested by the mellifluous sisters. Touch them. Go on. They're still warm from the honey spinner. She turns towards you. They are for the merchant venturer over in London. You're to take them for me. Won't you? Unless you already have. No, clearly not. No. Hardly screws out slightly red honey. If you change your mind, you could always turn the shipment over to the Admiralty instead. Do say hello to the merchant venturer for me, won't you? He was such an awful child. Her lips curve into something like a smile. I drank the memories of someone that went to school with him. You must make some sort of sound, because she gives a little shrug. I'd like to know my business partners. It was Leopold's idea, of course. He's very thorough. And that's what we're doing. I don't think that actually takes up any hold space. It does not. Excellent. We're off to Concho to buy a little more fuel. Not a lot more, but a little more. I mean, we could buy it here, but also port report, so why not? And then we're going to go to Khan's Heart, where I might wait for a while. Yeah, my terror is too high to wait a while. We'll see what event we get in Khan's Heart. If we get a good one, we get lucky, we'll see what happens. Get another secret somehow. I don't know how. We're getting a few of them now. Always nice to have them, though. As far as I know, there's no way to run out of secrets. You can always make money. And with money, you can always buy secrets from Irem. So you can always get your stats up. So little stat losses, 1 or 2 points, really aren't anything to worry about. Yes, they're expensive to buy secrets, 1,000 echoes, but 1,000 echoes isn't that hard to come by if you're playing well. So we're going to buy a port report. That's fine. We are going to sell all of this mushroom wine. Another good reason to stop over here, I suppose. All right, good enough. So our next stop is the Copper Quarter, and then we're going to head towards the Edder's Room. We are doing well. If I could get the Violante here, if I get lucky, because it is luck, and I get it here, I should be able to go to Pinmode, try their Independence event, and finish most of this quest up, actually. It should be interesting. I hope it goes well. So, and there I go. It's like the third time I've clipped that corner. Enter the Nephrite Quarter just because. Wander Khan's Heart. We've got this one before. We've gained 4 new and 50 echoes, so we did not get lucky. It's a pity. that's really about it. There's not really anything we want to do here. That's a pity. Well, I was hoping, so we'll have to do the other way to get the violent, which is going to require going back to the Island of the Apes. Which we'll do in a bit. First, though, to the Udder's room. I'm not overly worried about spontaneously losing at this point. We're pretty strong as far as extra money goes to get rid of terror or to buy fuel or supplies. Getting in a bad fight would be how we'd basically get sunk, and I don't see that happening with our Veils. It could, though. If I'm not paying attention, I could very well get into trouble. Or we could run into, like, the Tree of Ages or the Mount Nomad, which could do just awful things to us. But they tend to be fairly blind, if not ridiculously powerful. Now I'm trying to get the blue scintillac to fill in one of the holes. There's a much more useful piece to use instead. Unfortunately, it's also a lot more time consuming. I prefer not to do it. We could also get it not from Pinmode, but from the Iron Republic by advancing days. But that's a little gamey for my taste. I mean, we may end up having to eventually anyway. I mean, it is a game. Sometimes you just have to play it like a game. Still, no immediate need to do so. Terror is 50 exactly. We're on good point to not worry too much about it. And then, let's see, after that, if we could get the Merchant Venturer stuff done. Really hope we can. We'll be pretty well set. Once that's done, I need to trigger the Hunters. I need to get my Scion, which we should do the next time we're in port. I need to get my Sun set up. I need to get a better ship, which is what we're doing the other quest for. It should be just barely large enough to do what we need. And then we'll basically be ready to go. Let's gather intelligence real quick. All right. Bear with me a moment. I am not sure which of these two I have to select, and I need to make sure that I collect the correct one. If I don't, this would suck. Okay, so I need a gift. Rage Rent Cinder. The Shimmer won't touch it with his bare skin. Wise, nor should you. Scorched and twisted the fungus flesh that lies it on. The cosmogone glow has dyed the air around it. The mother of mushrooms is grateful, explains the Shroomer. You've cast her far. She gives you a jewel. The other one is for... The other thing you can do there... gets you something for a different ambition, which is to find the bones of your father, which we don't care too much about. So we want to head northward. We need to head back to London. And preferably in a hurry. Oop. Gotta skirt around that guy a little bit there. Hopefully we'll get just far enough away that he won't spot us. And looks like we made it. So what are the immediate goals for the rest of this playthrough? I need to deliver this honey, which will then require me to go to the Isle of Cats again, which is fine. It's not difficult. We'll need to finish the Venturer's thing. Hopefully he'll send me someplace close to the Isle of Cats, so I won't have to waste the trip. We have so much money, it's ridiculous. I'm not worried about that. We could go to Mutton Island. I am not going to Mutton Island. Bad things could happen. This is going to suck. We lost 2 crew and we lost Storm's attention. The weapons drawer, down she goes. You try to hate the funeral. So, ouch. That was bad. That was the event I really didn't want to get. And we're a long way from home, which is going to make this a very long trip. We can only go at speed 1 now. And the bad part about this is because our terror is continually going up, the longer we're at sea. And since turning the light on burns fuel very quickly, regardless of how fast your ship is moving, it's bad. We're not that far from home, but home and the continent are the only 2 places you can get crew. I think I might start sailing with a full crew complement again after this. Makes me a little unhappy. That's what happens when you walk around with, or sail around with Storm's attention. Unfortunately, I don't have the hearts or the iron to really resolve that event in a good way. What can you do? I mean, we're still moving along at a decent clip. We don't want to encounter any enemies because we can't outrun them. They could sink us. But there you go. Well, we're at Mutton Island, so we're not that far from home. I will not be stopping there for reasons. There are 4 different events that can occur at that island. And if I get one of the bad ones right now, it would be a lot of terror or crew loss or things I really, really can't afford, basically. I'm not worried about the crab over there. If he comes to say hello, we will shoot him dead. Our irons is pretty high. So, yeah. We'll just shoot him if he comes over to us. We'll turn off the light just to make that less likely. He is just beelining right towards us, isn't he? Yes, yes, he is. 2 damage, buddy. Yeah, really sure you want to pick this fight? You really wanted to pick that fight. Whatever. And by detecting it, we gain 25 fragments. I know, I didn't read it. It's not important. It's basically just saying, oh look, it's a crab with some weird anatomy. We got nothing particularly good out of it. I do want to finish the Hunter's Keep storyline as well. That can wait a little bit, though. Other than that, yeah, we're closing in on the end of this captain's journey, though that all depends on the Venturer, what he does. If we get stopped by the dock authorities, we will use our favors to get out of it. We don't really have much other use for them. 3 favors will, by the way, refill your entire hull. the dry docks, but it's only 100 echoes. And except in the very first part of the game, 100 echoes isn't that hard to come by. But yeah, look at us slowly limp our way back to port. Oh well. I'd have liked to have found the genial magician during all of this, but it seems not to be the case. It doesn't matter, though. At this point, I wouldn't bother. Perhaps that will be the litmus test for which one we'll keep in the future, is whether or not he decides to come along and do his thing. He has a fun little side quest. Hand over the cargo. 200 echoes, 3 fuel. Very nice. Breath of relief. We actually got the nightmare. Surprised. Sure, we'll take your package. Khan's Heart, easy enough. Shipment for the Lady of Cages. At your hands, you a black medallion. Tell the lady I'll send the usual payment by the expected channels. Mostly urchins this time, yeah, as the Admiralty's cracking down. Sure, you'll be well rewarded when you tour the Isle of Cats. Make sure you have 10 free spaces in your cargo hold. Right. And something warming for you. You've seen this one before. Strange catches or hunting trophies. Those are... We can pick these up in Irem. So I guess we're stopping by Irem. Time with my family. We will give you a souvenir. Lost 20 terror, lost an... and go ahead. Quartermaster's family tradition. If your child survives, many sailors don't. You of all people know that. That's how you gain a scion. New Year's Day, 1890-something. Quartermaster's assistant of legal age. Signed on recommendation of legal guardian. Give equal treatment. You have a scion. When you die, the next generation may take up the torch. Meantime, they will still live at home. Probably. Fair enough. Let's read the papers. Let's look at London. New recruit. Fine. I would like a Sailor. Very good. London. We'll put our ship into dry dock real quick. Completely repair our hull. We will go to hire on more crew, and we're at max. Excellent. We'll now go to the Brass Embassy. This is Hell's Foothold in London. Warm, bright, and handsome. Every window blazes with light. There's a screech abruptly cut off from the Excruciation Annex. Delos has provided intelligence from the inside of Brimstone Convention, the aristocrat exiles of Hell. Hell will no doubt be interested. An urbane devil ushers you into a copper panel interview room. There are hunting prints on the walls. Hunters are devils and their quarry, women and men. The devil listens, fingers steepled to your story, nodding encouragingly. Terribly helpful of you, terribly helpful. Could I have this message, please? He reads it with interest. Oh, that's very good. Allow me to offer consideration to you here for your trouble. Bring me more and I'll give you something else. But do you mind performance of independent verification? You know how expats can get. Sometimes their imagination runs away with them. Anyway, here's a little present. A gift for the devil, 150 echoes. And there we go. And of course, we will pass on our strategic information. Even more echoes. We will submit our port reports, because why not? We have seen all of these before. Lots of hold space, so we're still good. Anything in particular you need? Empire of Hands again. Well, it's easy enough, and we're going to go there anyway. So you need to go to Irem. Good to know. We need to go to Irem. Oh, right. You give 5 hearts compared to our current mascot, which gives 1. We're going to get you on. We're going to stop by Hunter's Keep. Oh, we're going to stop by Vendibite too. And once we've done that, we will probably go to Pinmode. So we'll go to Hunter's Keep, Pinmode, Vendibite, and then back to Fallen London, I'm thinking. I want to rest in my townhouse to try and get rid of a wound and get a restful night. I don't need the nightmare anymore. I would like to reduce my terror a bit and all those good things. However, we do not have a something awaits you yet because our engines are pretty good at this point. So we're going to wait here for the rest of this minute. There we go. Quiet Isle, a grand old house. So we're still good. I'm going to talk to Phoebe. Which will get us another memory distant shore, some supplies, lose some hunger, lose some terror. And we now have Storm's attention. We go over to the island. We will burn our news here. We'll talk to Lucy, which loses us 10 terror. One supply, there we go. And they're still not done yet. I'm actually, honest to goodness, surprised that they are not progressing on to the next event, which is sad because I really would like them to. Really, really would like them to. Well, that's right, if we dock in London, there's a chance that the Blind Bruiser will be like, you didn't bring us our stuff. Which is true. It's not particularly likely, but it could happen. And he wanted us to go all the way over to Khan's Heart, which we need to stop by anyway at some point, but not this time. Maybe we'll just go to Pinmode and Vendablight. No, I want to go back home after Vendablight. Well, let's see what Pinmode has to offer for us. I think if we come back without the cargo, we might have to pay some echoes to have him leave us alone. I don't know. It's not a big deal either way. We should be fine. The Vast Eye. Yep, we read that before. Alright, let's compile our port report. Let's help them solve a dilemma. Now this one's interesting. I don't think I've seen this one. Let's see here. The aid takes you to the coast where the huts still smolder from the last pirate attack. Those beastly raiders keep coming for our precious Scintillac. Squeaks, shaken upon impotent rage. How can we protect our shores, hairless adventure? Okay. So what could happen here? What's the chance? 69% chance. Do not pick this one. This one is bad. +1 for -2. If it succeeds, +1. We'll take the risk. Failed. Lost 2 might. Ouch. 2 vessels are docked at Safe Haven from the island. A visitor comes a commandeer pirate ship. Figurehead is a dying bull transfixed with a spear. Next to it flows a decaying wreck, barely held together by barnacles. The tales of Pinmode Island have spread. Pirates as he have taken notice. Rotting, drowning, and a moment of crocodile masks out of the docks. Both flew over the grass, waiting for a response. Here's advisor, your time is impeccable. Please grant us your counsel one last time. They both demand our treasure in exchange for their protection. We cannot decide which would be for the best. The rodents around you, their noses press the dock of supplication. 6, 11, 18. We're going to advocate for independence. Trying to return to his vessel, his bloated feet squelching with every angry step. The visage ambassador decided neither ambassador will let this insult go unanswered. The gates of the town are closed. 2 rodents stand guard. One of them is a rat trying to light a cigarette. The other is a guinea pig holds the rat's whiskers back from the waxy match flame. Both yelp as they see you approach. 1,000 apologies, hairless advisor, but this is our fight. Let's fight it alone. So actually, we're going to swing back here after we go to Vendibite, because I would like to see how that pans out. Could be good, could be bad. We'll run this episode a little long with the ride over there. It's actually quite a distance, I forgot. I hope they win. I really do. I would like the blue scintillac. If I don't get the blue scintillac, then I have to do something else, which will be more annoying. Significantly more annoying. Wow, I forgot Vendiplate really is quite a distance from Pinmode. We still only finished one legacy, which is kind of disappointing. I was hoping we'd do a little better than that. Just go away, little crab. I don't care about you. That was a really weird way to try and attack me. Please don't do it again. Yeah, he's not going to have any pathing to get over here. It'll be fine. So we'll come up here. We'll turn this in. I'll head back to Pinmode and see how it goes. Explore, why not? Ah, a little chapel stands alone. You poke your head through the door. The walls are a deep red, just this side of scarlet. A rotated window at the back closed with steady light. An electric lamp behind the glass. Rare and expensive, but this is no gaslight. No one is here, and you have the sensation that only moments ago someone must have been. Make an offering of half-familiar rites. Lost 5 terror, gain 5 supplies. It's all for now. And we're now more of a cannibal. Rites are done, you clean the chapel carefully for the next to pass this way. Peace flies in your mind like the sheen of oil. Such flies will hold the ship. There are no witnesses. We'll gather gossip. You will visit the first curator. You'll give it the rage of cinder. I smell stars. Beside the curator's couch waits a humped machine of iron and brass. There, it wheezes, straining to raise its arm. A recess, approximately the size of the cinder, waits. You place the cinder there and close the lid. Faint atonal music, like the prickling of starlight, drifts from within. It will never see the parabola, the creator wheezes, but perhaps you will. Take this mirror. It was born in a volcano. Dark glass serpent carved. And show it your weeping scar. Disappointed, it wheezes. I imagine Gant is hungry gray, more beige. But promised, your payment is here. Human skull sits atop a dusty notebook. You gain 7 secrets and a lamentable relic. And we're getting close to being done. Violent. Apocryphon. Let's head on. We're heading back to Pinmode. You'll see the end of that event, and then I will likely return to London off-screen, and barring any strange events, I will head out to Irem with some coffee, and then the Isle of Cats. We'll see how it turns out. We'll see where we have to end up going. Turn off our light just for a moment. Our terror's pretty well under control. Oh, hello, Batsworm. These are actually way more annoying than the stupid Auroral Megalops. Bah, missed. They do 5 damage per hit, too. It's kind of annoying. I'm not even going to bother looting the corpse. You can get supplies, you can reduce terror by 1. And honestly, I don't care. We've got plenty of supplies. I know, I'm just letting those echoes go to waste, but there comes a point where you look at it and go, do I care about the echoes that much? And the answer is no, not really. There are still things we could buy with the echoes. I will grant you that. But it's not necessary to do at the moment. Starting the next adventure with 15,000 echoes or so wouldn't be bad, though we are a long way from that. Yeah, we're mostly holding fuel. Alright. Cross your fingers, folks. The fall of Pinmode Island. Pinmode Island's fight for independence was lost. A vicious fog curses what remains of civilization. Humanity waters taught to black tar, twitching bodies of rats and cavies lie in the streets. Black jackal masks nailed to their faces. Lingering smell of burned fur clings to them. Hell, that sucks. Search for the blue scintillac. Tiny glimmers mark where the rodent's treasure met its end. These remain are too small to be worth collecting, even as souvenirs. Fantastic. So, there ends Pinmode. That is really unfortunate. Oh, I'm not happy. That means I have to go get the blue scintillac the other way, which is not difficult. It just requires me sitting in front of the Iron Republic for a while. Advancing days, which takes a while. We'll worry about that in a bit. Anyway, I'm going to head to Hunter's Keep to see if its event is spawned, because now I just want to get something to happen. That was unfortunate. Yeah, it's really random whether or not they win their independence fight, which is why I usually like to get that done earlier. That way I kind of know what I'm looking for, but there you go. So here we are, Hunter's Keep. Will we just get the standard one, or will we get the new one? Probably just the standard one, unfortunately. We'll go with Lucy. Ah, something changed. Hunter's Keep in darkness. A hump of dark rocks swathed in mist, like 100 other Undersea islands. Guarded house, a grand house rises on the rock, a silhouette of empty lights. Uncut grass on the lawns bends, rises, and bends in the breeze. Smell damp stone and faintly blood. Crunch across the gravel up to the door. The brass of the door knocker is tarnished. The paint is beginning to peel in the air. No one answers, but the door is unlocked. 80% chance. Words in darkness. The hall is dark, the parlor too. There are signs of disturbance here and there. A smashed cup, overturned piano stool, scratches on the walls. You bend to pick up a page of paper and hold it to the light. It's an unfinished poem. I think the handwriting may be Phoebe's. The absent moon, the gnawing hunger in the heart. The well, the sea, a great many crossings out. There are sounds from downstairs, from the kitchen. You push open the door cautiously. Something clings to the ceiling. Something turns yellow eyes to you and hisses. Before the silent house, we gain one terror, 10 fragments. Something somewhere has changed. Quiet, grand old house. So we have a 48% chance to search the house, and we're going to do it. We failed. Bathrooms, yada yada. We're going to keep trying. There we go. Discover whatever was about what you can about happened here. You cock your head and listen. Someone is singing, a woman's voice. Soft door, the fountain. Lingering falls the southern moon. The sound takes you up the winding stairs to the turret at the back of the house. You try the door at the top. Locked. The sound ceases. It was Phoebe's voice. You call out to her. What's happened? We wanted their stories, she explains reasonably. We only wanted their stories in the beginning. We get so starved for stories out here. But then Lucy, she breaks down sobbing. Want us to break down the door, your bosun whispers? While considering the answer, one of your crew swears and points. Smoke is licking from beneath the door. I deserve an ending, Phoebe calls out. When you press your palm to the door, you can feel the heat. House is aflame. Gain one tale of terror. Straightforward challenge. 100% chance. Fire begins in Phoebe's turret room, but it spreads quickly. Xailers tumbles choking out the door as smoke billows out. The yellow-eyed maid leaps from a window and streaks across the lawn on all fours. Her mind may be lost to grief and madness, but at least perhaps you could save her flesh from the fangs. A bucket chain passes up water from the Z, enough to slow the flames a fraction and to soak the cloths you wrap yourself in. You dash for the flames, your skin crispy and eyebrows sizzling, your hair grows back patchy after. Phoebe is slumped against the wall. You seize her, sling her over her shoulder, and dash out. Part of the house breaks with a roar as the roof falls in. Sparks fly up toward the false stars so far above. Death of the house takes hours, but is total. Only a sundered shell remains. Phoebe weeps when she wakes, racking slobs that shake her body. You should have left me, is all she will say, for the longest time. Her face is horribly burned. She goes bandaged after like the half-dead of the tomb colonies. Perhaps she's half-dead herself. We lost a crew. We gained a scarred sister. We lost 5 terror. We have a port report that keeps end. We can pick over the ruins, which will get us some terror, a tale of terror, an outlandish artifact, and that is the end of Hunter's Keep. So until our paths cross again, have fun and stay safe, everyone.